Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on our market update. We're the Hatch Homes Group. And today we're going to talk about something that we have been talking to our clients, hearing a bunch lately. And it is, I can't sell because there is nothing to buy. How many of you have heard that? Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
Yes. And the video will be two parts. Yeah. Why is this a problem and concern, and the solutions to it?
Yeah. 5 proven strategies. Yeah. So why is this a problem and concern? I think the first one is that we talk about it all the time is low inventory. People are thinking that there's nothing to buy because that's all we're talking about is low inventory, low inventory. And what this graph means is that, yeah, there's 6 months of inventory, but that means because things are selling fast. There is actually an uptick in activity. There's homes coming on the market every day. I see them all the time. Some I wish I could buy, but regardless, activity is actually up 10%. And so it's just a matter of timing and being really quick to jump on it. So inventory, of course, is a concern. However, it's just about being prepared and like knowing that.
Yeah. And I will say, just like coming out of winter, this is so prevalent, right? Low inventory. Like we've been seeing this for months now. So I think it's really getting a lot of people down. We are entering into spring and summer where we are gonna see more inventory, so don't let this winter months depress you.
Right. I've also actually heard some news recently that the spring market is actually kind of moving up. So it's already starting to pick up. Totally. So don't fear that. And also I think a lot of buyers, part of the issue is that, or a lot of sellers feel like it's so competitive that they're pretty intimidated by, how they have to pay over asking, and they have to really position themselves in ways that is really competitive, and that is daunting. And I appreciate that. Like we all can empathize with you and just know that it is completely doable.
Yeah, there's certainly some people that are put off by having to pay over list price in the average situation. It's competitive, and you can understand why some people are reluctant as buyers to enter the market. And and like a lot of things, we're experiencing shortage of furniture, delays in cars, homes are a problem as well.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, if you're ordering, buying a new house, there's delays and costs are going up, cost of materials. So
what doesn't have a shortage right now, though, or behind schedule?
I know. Furniture, refrigerators.
So what are the solutions?
Yeah, so we have 5 strategies to go over, and we found that in the past, every time we go over these strategies with our clients, they're more optimistic, they feel confident doing this, and they're motivated. And those are all really important things that you need to be successful in these scenarios. So
mindset matters.
It does.
Right.
So 5 proven strategies. Number 1.
Oh, yes, I like to talk about this. HELOC, home equity line of credit. A lot of us have got equity in our homes. In fact, anyone who's owned their home for a few years has automatically got a considerable equity in their home. And many people have got a lot of equity in their home. They've owned it for a lot of years. And I recommend that even if you don't need it right now, that you get a home equity line of credit. Doesn't cost anything, and it's a bit of a pain to go through the process. But once you've done it, you can have it there, and you can have access instantly to money. And I've had a HELOC for years, and most years it hasn't done anything but sit there. But I know that if an opportunity comes up, I can get hold of a considerable amount of money without not even any paperwork.
Okay, and so really quick, John talked about HELOC. I want to talk about recasting. That's when you're pre-approved to buy a house without selling, because maybe you have a low mortgage on your first house, whatever, but you can buy the next house with a low down payment. Then once you get into that new house, we get your house all ready for the market, your old house all ready for the market, and you're not living there. So it's great. We can stage it, make it look great. And then as soon as you sell that, you can put that money towards your new loan that you bought with a low down payment. Well, now you put that new equity into it and you recast it. So it amortizes the loan at a lower monthly payment. Your lender can talk about that, but it's a really, really good option. And there's pros and cons to each of these two that we can talk about separately, but just so you know, that's what recasting is.
I think that's a really good option to take some pressure off, because another strategy that we've used, and it works really well, is to sell your house contingent on finding the replacement property. I've had clients that put their home on the market, but they were really nervous that they wouldn't be able to find a house in time before the house sold. So you can make your sale contingent on finding the replacement property. And again, it works out with timing and making sure that your house is already pending and things like that. So you get to stay in your house a little bit. It takes some pressure off. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Third option is there's a lot of specialty programs out there that allow you to get approved to buy your home before going on the market.
Yeah.
With your current home.
Yeah, those are some really cool options. Again, pros and cons, but it's a good option. And the fourth is get a rent back. I would say that this is probably the number one option that a lot of sellers choose. They're like, okay, and those are the sellers that are, not, I'd say, too nervous. There's always a healthy level of nervousness because you may sell your house and then you don't have a place lined up yet, but we've had it many times where we get multiple offers on a listing and then we ask the buyer, give us the longest rent back that you can get. So that allows the seller to stay in the house. Usually the longest rent back is about 60 days. And sometimes buyers charge you for that 60 days and sometimes buyers don't. So as a seller, you get to stay in your house until you find your next house. And with that, you should always have a little bit of a contingency, like, are you okay staying in an Airbnb or getting a rental, like really temporarily, in case there's like a week or days or, that don't line up perfectly. But it's been amazing to see how successfully we've been able to do that for our sellers. Just amazing. Mm-hmm. And then number 5, straight up contingency. This is probably the lowest, like the least likely one that sellers have chosen, but I just had a really great, success with this, where we had my client's house on the market. It hadn't sold yet and they found their dream property. And we were even in a multiple offer situation. We were able to get them the dream property with the contingent offer. And then we immediately got an offer on their house, and it just beautifully came together. I mean, there's always bumps along the way, always, but it worked and it was such a success. So that is a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And so takeaway is we need to kind of figure out what's best for you, right? Everybody's situation is different, and we can really cater these strategies to what your actual situation is to help you succeed.
Yeah. I think it's definitely important to have that strategy and talk to us about your situation. And so do not fear. Give us a call, text, email, however you choose to contact us. We can set up a free, no obligation meeting to talk about your situation and how we can help you succeed.
Yeah. Thanks so much. See you next week.